welcome everybody, and thanks for coming to the celebration. And I've only been here since last September, but it's been a fantastic, few months now, and I think we're really on a great trip together to create this more sustainable and desirable future for ourselves. So one thing I'd like to point out to you is we're on this floor experimenting with a whole different way of utilizing space on campus. So we're doing more of an open plan office. If you care to, take a look in the room over here. We have things already set up. This space is going to be used for Community Environmental Services and the Sustainability Leadership Center and the Campus Sustainability Office. So they're all going to be inhabiting this space. We have the IGERT program down the hall. This is the Integrated Graduate Education Research Traineeship. It's an NSF-funded project with 30 grad students working on ecosystem services. And we have some of our community partners, POSI, the Portland Sustainability Institute, and BEST, the built-in environment. Let's see, I haven't quite got all the acronyms down yet. Built Environment and Sustainable Technology, I think it is, group. And some of those representatives are here. Heather's here, and Noelle, I think you're in here somewhere. Yeah. And several of the others. So yeah, I want to just congratulate all of them on the work that they've been doing over the last years and will continue to do in the coming period. I also want to mention Kay, our space planner, who sort of helped to develop this whole area and has been extremely effective in that. And the other unit that's going to be joining us, this will be quite interesting, in the space where the posters are now, will be the governor's new solution centers that he's established for helping us get to sustainable solutions. And I think that's what we're all about here. How do we create solutions for a sustainable future? So I guess now I'm ready to introduce our president. Wievel.
Well, I need to apologize for everybody. Somehow or other, I thought the poster session started at 5 o'clock, and so I was going to come over and leisurely look at all that, and then talk. So I got a call 5 minutes ago saying, "Where are you? Where are you? You're supposed to be talking in 5 minutes." So I apologize to all my colleagues. Somehow that got confused, but I'm sure that didn't stop anybody from enjoying all the information, and I certainly don't want it to be interpreted as my not being interested in this, because as you know, I very much am. And I don't think I need this mic, or do I? Do I need the mic? Yeah. It's a big room. What's wrong with the acoustics here? It is just so absolutely right to have this suite begin to be arranged in a way that reflects a more sustainable way of using office space. And as you know, this is something we're trying to do in other areas, most notably, of course, in our joint work on the Oregon Sustainability Center. But I don't want that to become sort of this little niche showpiece, okay, their sustainability is what they do over there, and that's what they do over there, and the rest of us can just go about our business the normal way. If we don't continue to work on really deeply embedding this in everything we do, then it will just be a fringe, and in the end it would die. So we've got to keep working on it. There was again affirmed in a report that somebody just found for me, just last week, a panel appointed by the National Academies issued its final report called America's Climate Choices. How many of you saw that? It's worth looking at just because, in a certain way, it's so almost reading it. Yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying. Reading it, it almost struck me as absurd that they had to sort of reaffirm that climate change is happening. You guys knew that? Climate change is happening. And it's most likely the result of greenhouse gas emissions from human activity. This was the National Academy of Science, the National Academy of Engineering, the National Academy of Medicine. I forget that, I think there was a fourth one. But, it's sort of the craziness of the national debate right now that this once again needs to be affirmed. And indeed, I've had several of my European colleagues say, you know what, the fact that the Americans are being so crazy and almost willfully ignorant on this issue really doesn't matter, because the whole rest of the world knows that this is happening. And so, you know, if the United States just wants to stay behind, that's too bad, but everybody else is going to move forward anyway. So we run the risk of making ourselves a real backwater as a nation by having to engage in rediscovering the obvious. You know, however, you know, this report so then goes on to call for reducing emissions, beginning planning for adaptation, investing in science, technology, and information systems, and participating in international climate change response efforts. You know, we are doing all that here, and at the moment, that's sort of the main thing we can do, is make sure that we do those things here, both at Portland State and working with the city. You know, modeling sustainability efforts, and by talking about it extensively, making it be real to people, both at this institution and throughout the city, and through our national networks. Being that living laboratory, I gotta say that there is still a long way to go, even among other universities. There are still campuses out there where I get announcements, you know, that they're gonna build this new building, and they're gonna make this the first LEED silver building on their campus. You know, you sort of say, where have you guys been the last decade? You know, this is not a big new thing anymore. So the kind of stuff that's going on, you know, in the work by our faculty, our students, obviously the Institute for Sustainable Solutions. But we also know, you know, not to sound too smug here, that we got lots of room to grow and develop. As you probably know, the STARS rating that we just completed ourselves earlier this year. And yes, we did get a gold rating, but that's partly because everybody else is so bad. Because we still have a long way to go. You know, we do very well on curriculum and student involvement, but we know we still got a long way to go, especially in things like the day-to-day operation of our buildings. And some of that is just a consequence of having old buildings and all that. But, you know, there's still a lot of things we can do and that we can work on. I'm a member, as you may know, of the executive committee of the American College and University President's Climate Commitment. And the committee I'm on, besides the executive committee, is the International Task Force, to really talk about how can we take this experience elsewhere. Because this is the irony, that while at the governmental level, the United States is sort of way behind a lot of other countries, on the voluntary level, we are, in fact, ahead of many other places. You know, this sort of goes back to the Tocqueville. I mean, this is what the United States has always been. You know, it's always better at the voluntary level than at the governmental level. And I think the President's Climate Commitment, that is the University President's Climate Commitment, is truly a model for what higher education can do that could be duplicated in other countries as well, and I think can have a tremendous change effect. So, but, you know, all of that stuff only happens because people on the ground are doing work that matters, and you are doing it. The Climate Action Plan that was completed and that we now at least have a serious way of implementing. The Institute that I already mentioned, our work on the eco-districts and the Oregon Sustainability Center, all the student activities that are going on, and the work I think that we're doing on social sustainability, the Cradle to Career Initiative, Exito, a whole range of other activities that make clear this, you know, 3 parts of sustainability that are important. So I want to thank you all for the work that you continue to do, the discovery and exploration that you're helping us do, and also making sure that we follow up on, you know, the good words that we speak and turn them into action. So thank you all very much, and I want to turn it back to Bob. All right.